Hello and welcome to my new space. I'm very excited about it. I would like you to come and find a comfortable seat on your mat, whatever that looks like for you today. It does not have to be cross-legged, just a comfortable seat, and then relax your shoulders, let your hands rest down wherever's comfortable, which might be your knees or your lap, and then closing down your eyes. I'm just starting to tune right into your natural breath. Just allowing everything from your outside world to begin to fade away. As you start to draw your awareness within, into your inner world. And what's going on in there. Feeling that subtle movement of the body with your breath. Perhaps asking yourself what it is you need from your practice today. Something that I'm finding is present within me at the moment is this constant flux of energy where I'm either surrendering to the flow, the natural flow of what's going on, or I'm fighting it. And it's this up and down motion, continuous. And it is natural for us to flow in and out of different states constantly, but I find myself getting a little attached to the times when I'm fighting it, getting frustrated when in fact perhaps I should be a little more focused on the times that I'm surrendering, because that is where the real practice is, where the real magic kind of happens, where the real yoga is, when we're able to let go and just soften into what is. So today we're going to work a little with the hips, or a lot with the hips. I find a lot of people have a lot of tension in their hips, and it's an area where in your physical practice we can tend to fight that. It's that fighting the flow or surrendering, softening. So if you find in your practice that you're getting a little caught up in your physical state or even in your mental state, see if you can ask yourself what you can do to soften into it a little more, to surrender a little more. Just taking another few deep conscious breaths, starting to smooth out your inhale and exhale. Softly blink, open the eyes, bring your hands around behind your back and interlace your fingers, bringing the fist around to your right hip. So you're pressing the fist into your right hip area here, and just gently moving the right ear towards the right shoulder, just until you start to feel a stretch down the left side of the neck. And then I invite you to just have a bit of a play around here with where you can feel it or where you need this stretch. So you can even angle the chin up slightly, moving the stretch around to the front of the neck. You can angle the chin down, moving that stretch around to the back of the neck. Finding that sweet spot for you on this side for a couple more breaths. And then slowly bringing your head back up through center. Bring your hands around to the other side and to your left hip, and gently the left ear moves towards the left shoulder. And again, you can have a bit of a play around with the placement of your chin, and it might be a little different on this side, just finding that spot on this side. Slowly releasing back through center. We'll make our way into a tabletop position. So onto your hands and your knees. Spreading your fingers out nice and wide. Toes are untucked. Just starting to move here in any way that feels good. So you might start to take some circles with the hips in one direction, or maybe you're making a bit more of a figure 8 movement. You just start to feel into your body. So there's no right or wrong. Maybe you close down your eyes, starting to move really mindfully, slowly with your breath. So you're going to move quite slowly in this practice, but I really encourage you to move at your own pace with your own breath. Whether I guide a little faster, a little slower than you naturally breathe, please stay with your own breath. If you're going in one direction, you can go the opposite way. Slowly making your way back to a neutral spine. We'll take some cat-cow movements. So as you inhale, drop the belly down, lift the tailbone, lift the chest, look forward. And as you exhale, draw the belly in towards the spine. Press the mat away as you round through your back, chin towards your chest. Inhale, leading with the chest, looking forward. Exhale, leading with the back of the ribs, back of the heart. One more time with your breath. Beautiful. Coming back to a neutral spine. You're going to extend the right leg back behind you. So toes flex back towards you. Keeping a nice solid base here through your hands. Draw the belly towards the spine so your core is activated here, and just a steady gaze out in front of the hands. So back leg is active and switched on. Let's take an inhale here. Exhale, draw that knee in towards your chest. Press the mat away with the hands to create a little more space. Inhale as you extend it back. As you exhale, bring that knee out wide towards your right elbow or right arm. Doesn't matter how close or far you get. Inhale and extend it back. Exhale, cross the knee over the body towards your left arm. And inhale, kick it back. One more time. Inhale to center, to your chest. Kicking back. Towards your right arm. Kicking back. And over towards the left arm. And kicking it back. Nice, let's bend into that knee, flex the foot. The foot is active here. You're holding that leg up and just start to pulse it, little pulses up and down. You should feel that burn a little through your right glute. And then slowly bring that knee down. We'll go straight to the other side. Left leg comes back, toes flex back towards you. So the leg is active, core is switched on. Take an inhale. Exhale, knee in towards the chest. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale, knee towards the left elbow. Open up the hip. Inhale as you kick it back. Exhale, knee across the body to the right arm towards it. One more time. Inhale back. Exhale to chest. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to left arm. Inhaling back. Exhale, knee across the body to your right arm. And then inhale, kick it back. Take a bend into that knee, flex the foot. Keep pressing the mat away, keep the core engaged as you start to just take a few pulses here. Little movements up and down. Beautiful. Slowly bring that knee back down to the mat. Fingers stay spread out nice and wide here. Tuck the toes under, lifting up into your first downward facing dog. Hips moving up and back. start to pedal out the heels if that feels good, or wiggle the hips. Any movements that feel good, I like to nod and shake out my head a little here. Not worrying too much about what your legs look like here, whether they're bent, whether the heels are touching or not. What we really want is a nice long spine, so you're pressing the mat away with the hands, creating a little more length, a little more space between all the vertebrae. And letting the gaze soften somewhere between your feet or your knees, so we're not looking forward here, straining the neck. Connecting to your breath. Very slowly we'll start to walk the feet forward, little baby steps. You're going to bring the feet out a little bit wider than your hands. Turn the toes out and the heels in. Take a big bend through the knees as you come into your Malasana, your yogi squat. Hands come together. Don't stress too much what this looks like if you're here, if your hips are up a little higher. Your heels can be up or down. See if you can open up through the chest a little more for 3 breaths. Beautiful. Hands come down to the mat. Very slowly start to lift the hips up. Heel to the feet into hip width apart. Press down through your feet as you slowly start to roll your way up to standing. Beautiful. Your head and your neck comes up last. You can roll the shoulders back. Soften them down, hands down by your side as you find Tadasana. So legs are engaged, core is still switched on here. And you've got a steady gaze out in front. On your next inhale, sweep the arms up, lift up, palms connect. Exhale, soften your knees and fold forward. Take a halfway lift once you get there. Inhale, hands to your shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant your hands down, step your left leg all the way back, staying on your toes. Right, come up onto your fingertips. Lift the chest as you look forwards. You're in a runner's lunge here. And as you do that, we're pressing the back heel away, creating a stretch down that back leg, and you'll probably feel that through the front hip here as well. Nice, plant the hands down and step back into a high plank pose. Now you can always drop your knees here if you need. Press the mat away, create a little more space here. Strong through your core, take a big breath in. Exhale, knees on or off the mat, your choice, but we'll come all the way down, untucking the toes, lowering yourself down. And then inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, cobra. Exhale, back down. 2 more like this. Inhale and lift, use your full inhale. Exhale, back down. You're pressing tops of the feet into the mat as you do this. 1 more. Tuck the toes under, downward facing dog as you lift the hips up and back for 3 breaths. Beautiful. As you inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward and step or walk to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out wide as you rise up. Palms connect to the top of your inhale. Exhale, draw the hands down through center. Releasing the hands by your side. On your next inhale, reach up. Exhale and fold. Halfway lift, inhale, hands to shins, or you might come to your fingertips. Exhale, plant the hands down, right leg steps back this time. Staying on the toes, come right up onto your fingertips as you lift the chest and look forward, pressing that back heel away. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, back to your plank pose, stepping both feet back. Nice big breath in. Exhale, knees on or off the mat again, we'll come all the way down. Untuck the toes. Inhale into your cobra, lift the chest. Exhale down. Beautiful. Inhale, lifting. Exhaling down. For your last one, you can take another cobra or you can come into upward facing dog, hands by the ribs as you straighten through the arms of the hips and the knees. Back to down dog for 3 breaths. Nice. On your next inhale, lift the heels up high. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step, walk, or lightly jump to the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift, inhale, and exhale, fold. Round through your feet as you inhale and rise up. Palms connect overhead. Exhale, hands come down through center. Back to Tadasana, hands by your side. Take a moment here as you connect back to your breath. And making sure your feet are hip width apart. So you inhale, reach the arms up, lift up. Exhale and fold forward. Take a halfway lift once you get there, inhale. And then exhale, step your left leg back. Left knee comes down, untuck the toes, bring your hands to your hips as you lift up into a low lunge. But we're going to make it really shallow, so make sure that back thigh is straight here. So we're not sinking into the hip. Beautiful. So hands are on your hips, draw the belly in as you find a steady gaze out in front. We'll take an inhale here. As you exhale, start to sink in just a little when you start to feel that stretch in your back thigh, back quad and hip flexor. And then inhale as you lift up. Exhaling, just nice subtle movement here. Inhaling, as you inhale, you feel it a little more through that right leg, right hip. And exhale forward. One more. So you inhale, you lift up, reach the arms up. Exhaling, bend through the elbows, cactus arms. Nice, keep drawing the belly in. You can lift the chest, maybe the gaze as you start to reach back with the arms, the elbows, the hands, opening through the whole front of the chest, torso. One more breath. Inhale as you reach up, lift up. Exhale, hands come down to frame that front foot. Now you can come onto, you can either keep the palm of that left hand down or you can come onto your fingertips. As you inhale, reaching your right arm forward. Exhale, sweeping that hand back around behind us, and you're coming onto the outer edge of the right foot, letting that right knee come out wide. And your gaze can be out past the knee or back towards your fingertips, your right fingertips. Now you can stay here. If you want a bit of a stretch into that back quad, you can bend into that back knee. You should already be able to feel that if you do this. If you can go a little further, you might want to grab a hold of your foot, drawing it towards you. Keep breathing. Releasing gently as you sweep your right hand around to the outside of your right foot, planting that foot down. Tuck your back toes under, lift up the knee, and then plant that back heel down. So both feet firmly planted down. Now you're going to come right onto the fingertips of that right hand. Press through the fingertips as you inhale, left arm starts to reach up towards the ceiling. So you're in an extended side angle. Now I want you to really feel into this. If you feel really quite tight and restricted through that right side, bring your elbow or your forearm up to your thigh and reach up. That's going to give you a little bit more space. I want you to be able to breathe freely here. We're getting a stretch into that, or getting quite deep into that right hip, and you're sort of pressing the right knee outwards towards your arm here. Again, gaze might be up or down. Reach up through the left fingertips. Okay, slowly shift a bit of weight into your back leg as we rise up into Warrior Two. And as is strong that front leg, shift your gaze over your right fingertips. Keep reaching the arms away from one another, firmly planted through both feet. And then flip your front palm up, inhale and straighten through your right leg. And then exhale, reverse triangle. So left hand drops to your back leg as the right arm sweeps back. Nice big stretch to your right side body. Take another full breath. Slowly coming all the way back. Pick up the right foot, turn it in towards the long edge of your mat. So we're going to turn the heels in and the toes out here. Nice. As you inhale, reach your arms up overhead, palms connect. Exhale, big bend through the knees, draw the hands down through center, goddess pose. 2 more times. Inhale, drive through the heels as you straighten, reach up. Exhale and come down. And again, inhale. Exhale down, we're holding here. So what we want to avoid here is tipping forward and sticking the bum out. You want to try and keep the torso upright and you're tucking the tailbone under, opening up a little more through the front of the legs. Nice. You can just shift your weight a little into your left leg and then your right. Have a bit of a play around with this movement. You might even lift the toes up with a straight leg. Nice, just a couple more breaths. Beautiful, come back through center, straighten through the legs as you inhale, sweep up, palms connect. Draw the hands down through center. And pick up the left toes, turn them all the way around. We're turning around to face the front of the mat again. So you're on the toes of your back foot this time though. And you're in a high lunge, reaching the arms up. Beautiful. Slowly shift your weight forward. Bring your hands down in front of your front foot. Touch fingertips down as you float that left leg up. And then slowly left foot comes down to meet the right. Take a halfway lift, inhale. Exhale and fold, plant down through that left foot. As you inhale, we're going to bring right leg up with us. Nice, I'm going to turn to mirror you here. So you're planting down through the left foot, right knee is up at about hip height, flexing toes back towards you. Now if your balance is a little off, today you can have toes on the ground. And if you want a little more of a challenge, you can grab a hold of your toe and extend that leg out in front of you. Wherever you are, bring your left hand onto your left hip. Right hand can come onto the knee or the inner leg. Find a focus out in front of you, something that's not moving, and then slowly start to open that right knee up or right leg up to the side, keeping the hips facing towards the front. Keep that steady gaze, and if you like, you can reach left arm out wide. Nice, keep pressing down through that left foot, finding a little more lift and activation through that whole left leg. From here, we're coming into tree pose. You can do it without assistance or you can help yourself. So tree pose, you're either going to have foot on the inside of the thigh or the shin, or you might still have toes on the ground, heel on the shin, and hands will come together. Nice option to stay here, or you can reach the arms up, maybe you open them up wide, keeping that steady gaze and making sure you're still breathing. Beautiful, slowly hands come back together, releasing that right leg. Give yourself a little bit of a shakedown. And then come back to the top of your mat. Straight to the other side, so feet are hip width apart. As you inhale, reach the arms up, lift up. Exhale and fold. Take a halfway lift once you get there, inhale. Exhale, right leg steps back this time, knee comes down to the mat as you untuck the toes And then lifting into your lunge. Nice. So again, making it really shallow, legs around roughly to right ankles. Core is activated, steady gaze out in front as you inhale. And then exhale, sink in. Just finding that depth on this side, using your breath. Inhale as you come back. Exhaling. Inhaling back. Exhaling forward. One more time. Beautiful. As you inhale this time, reach the arms up, lift up. Exhale as you bend through the elbows, lift the chest, lift the gaze, opening up. Maybe it's a little bit of a back bend as you reach back through the arms. And then inhale, reach up, lift up. As you exhale, hands come down to frame that foot. Planting right hand down. Inhale, left arm reaches forward, and then we sweep it all the way back, coming onto the outer edge of the left foot. Knee comes out wide. Maybe you're staying here, you might bend into that back knee, grabbing a hold of your foot. Slow and steady breath. And then gently releasing as you sweep all the way back around. Tuck your back toes under, lift up the knee, plant that right heel down, coming right up onto your left fingertips. As you inhale, peeling that right arm up towards the ceiling. Now again, always the option to bring that right forearm onto your thigh to give yourself a bit more space so you can reach a little more, create a little more length. Keeping that left hip opening up. Find your gaze. Notice what's going on here. Are you fighting? Are you surrendering? Shift a bit of weight into your back leg as you rise up. I know it's strong. This is when the fight tends to come in. Gaze is over the left fingertips. Stay with your breath. Flip the front palm up, straighten through the left leg. Nice. And then reverse triangle, sweeping back with that left hand. Beautiful, coming all the way back. Picking up left toes, turning them in, so both feet facing towards the long edge of your mat. Again, heels in and toes out, sitting up for goddess pose again. Inhale, reaching the arms up, lift up. Exhale as you sink down. Nice. We're just going to stay here a moment, not moving up and down. Reach your arms out wide. Take a big breath in. Exhale as you cross your right arm underneath your left. Bend at the elbows. The back of the hands might come together, or maybe the palms, as you find your eagle arms, Garudasana. Sinking down a little lower. Lifting the elbows and the hands up and away from your face. Beautiful. Release the arms. Inhale, be nice and open. Exhale, left arm underneath the right this time. Find your bind. Sit down a little lower. Beautiful. Inhale, release. Rise all the way up. Straighten through the legs. Palms connect. Draw the hands down before the heart. We're turning to face the front of the mat again. Left foot forward, coming onto your back toes. Reach your arms up. Standing splits to shift your weight forward. Fingertips come down, floating your right leg up. And then right foot comes down to meet the left. Take a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Press down through that right foot. As you inhale, left leg comes up with you. Turning back to mirror you here. So left leg is up, or maybe toes on the ground. Maybe this side looks different to you from the other side. Right hand comes onto your hip. Left hand onto the leg, the toe or the knee. Steady gaze, strong through that standing leg. And then slowly start to guide that left leg open. or left knee open. Option to reach the right arm out wide. Keep breathing, make sure you're not holding your breath here. If you fall, like me, just come back into it. Nice, so transitioning into our tree pose, so bringing that left foot to the inside of the left leg, wherever that is on this side. Hands can come together before the heart. Maybe you want to reach them up, open them up wide. Steady breath. Slowly bring the hands back together before the heart, releasing that left leg. You can give yourself a bit of a shake out here. And then from the top of your mat, inhale, sweep your arms up, lift up. Exhale and fold. We'll take a flow here. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into your high plank pose. Take a big breath in. Exhale, knees on or off the mat as you come down. Take one back bend, either your cobra or your upward facing dog. Straight back to down dog. On your next inhale, right leg lifts up towards the ceiling, three-legged dog. As you exhale, draw that right knee forward for your pigeon pose. The right knee comes down behind the right wrist. Right foot comes behind the left wrist. Back knee comes down and you untuck your toes. So back leg's in a nice long line behind you. I'm going to give you an alternative if this doesn't feel good for you, but I'll guide you into this first. Where we want to feel this is the outer right hip area. So you can flex those right toes back towards you. And then very slowly you're going to start to fold forward, or some of you might just stay here if that's strong enough. Others might come down onto forearms, maybe resting the head down on fists or hands, or all the way down onto your mat. If this doesn't feel good for you for any reason, through the knee or the hip, you're going to do this on your back. So I'll guide you as you come around, laying down, both knees bent, and then crossing your right ankle over the back of your left knee. You can stay here if you're already feeling that, or you can interlace the fingers behind the left thigh, drawing it in towards you, or even below the left knee to go a little bit deeper. That's going to take a lot of the pressure out of your knee, and you can control the depth a little bit more. So whichever variation you're in, we come back to that idea of finding some more softness. Noticing if there's a little bit of fight in us here, of holding on, pushing back, and see if you can surrender just a little bit more. Find a little more softness through the chest, the shoulders, the upper back, through the hip. A few more breaths here. Okay, if you're taking the variation on your back, you can just come straight to the other side. If you're on your front, still pressing through the hands to lift yourself up. Coming back into our downward facing dog, so you tuck your back toes under, lift up that knee, and then step back with your right leg. Beautiful. Straight to the other side, left leg lifts up, drawing that knee forward, planting it down behind your left wrist. Nice. Untucking the back toes, walking that leg back, creating a little more space here. Flexing left toes back towards you, and then just taking a moment to feel into this side and finding your depth. It might feel a little or a lot different on this side to the other side. Taking a moment to be a little curious and settling into stillness, into your breath, into this softness that we're inviting into our body and our minds. releasing. If you're on your back, just releasing the legs. If you're on your front, lifting yourself up. We're all going to come around to bring the legs around in front of us, so you can shift your weight over to that left hip. I'm going to swing around and bring the legs out wide. Beautiful. So they don't have to be as super wide as they can go. We just want them a little wide. Flexing toes back towards you so the legs are active here. Core still activated and switched on, so you're drawing the belly in. Just bring the fingertips down to the mat in front of you. And start to fold forward, but what we want is to keep a nice long spine. So you're leading a little more with your chest as you come forward rather than the top of your head. So you might not come far, you might just walk the hands a little forward and that's it. Some of you might come down to forearms or even come all the way down. Another option is to bring your hands out to your legs and fold that way. So it's not about how deep you come into it, we just want to create a little more space through the spine, through the vertebrae, and open up again through the inside of the legs, the groin. Take a few more full breaths. And then as you inhale, slowly rising all the way up. Draw the arms up, belly comes in, turn to face your left leg, and as you exhale, folding over that left leg. Let the hands come down wherever they reach. Move up the torso down towards that left leg, so instead of having the left shoulder down, right shoulder up, you can bring your right hand to the outside of your left leg, wherever that is, and that's going to sort of even you out a little bit more. So you're sort of crisscrossing the wrists here. Beautiful. Take a few more breaths. And then releasing that right arm. Left hand comes on the inside, or left arm on the inside of the left leg, palm facing up. As you inhale, peel that right arm up towards the ceiling, so you're opening the chest, the torso up here. And then exhale, reaching that right arm over your head towards your left toes. Again, not about how far you come, we just want that stretch all the way down the right side body, peeling the chest open for 2 more breaths. Nice. As you inhale, we're rising up, reach up through the arms, keep drawing the belly in, turn to face your right leg. And as you exhale, you fold over that right leg. Hands come down, wherever, and then perhaps you crisscross at the wrist, so your left hand's on the outer edge of your right leg. Steady, soft breath. Try to anchor down a little through your left hip here. If you feel like it's kind of pulling forward, you want to pull back, and that just means you might not come quite so deep into it, and that's okay. And then we're releasing that left arm. So your right arm's on the inside of the leg. Inhale, peel that left arm up towards the ceiling, opening up through the chest. Exhale as you reach it over your head. Finding that beautiful side stretch down the left side body. For 2 more breaths. As you inhale, come all the way up. Take a bend into your knees. Beautiful. Now, planting your feet down towards the end of your mat. Reach your arms forward. Keep the core engaged here. We're going to slowly lower ourselves down. So nice and slow, vertebrae by vertebrae. Keep reaching the arms forward. Beautiful. Slowly, once the back of the head touches down, you can draw the knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice big, well, just a tug. Give yourself a little rock and roll side to side. Beautiful. Take your happy baby pose. Open the knees up wide. Reach your arms on the inside of your legs. Grab a hold of the outside of your feet. Or some of you might like to hold onto your big toes. That's okay as well. Draw your knees down towards your armpits or the ground, soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. Again, a little rock from side to side can feel good. Releasing the feet, draw the knees back together, plant your feet down on your mat. Now reach your arms out wide. Pick the hips up and shift them over to the left side of your mat. And then cross your left leg over the top of your right. Let both knees fall over to the right hand side, so your twisted roots pose. You can tend to look over your left shoulder if that feels okay. What we want here is the shoulders to be nice and flat and heavy. If this doesn't feel good to have the legs crossed, you can just rest left knee on top of the right instead. Find heaviness through the shoulders and the knees. Slowly bring the head and the knees back through center, uncrossing the legs. Lift the hips up and shuffle them over to the right side of your mat. And then cross right leg over the left, taking the twist over to the other side. Maybe you're looking over your right shoulder this time. Slowly releasing, unraveling the legs, bring your hips back to center. Draw the knees in towards your chest. You might bring the forehead up towards the knees and give yourself a nice big squeeze. And then releasing everything for Shavasana. Finding a comfortable reclined position. Bring your arms and your legs out wide. Give yourself the space to spread out. Back of the head's heavy, shoulder blades are flat, hips are grounded. Just taking a few deep breaths here, in through the nose, and then out through your mouth, side out, soften, release everything. 2 more times, big breath in, exhale, release. And again, inhale. Big release as you exhale. Softening, melting down into your mat. Inviting stillness, softness into your body. Allowing your body to absorb and integrate your practice. And I'll let you know when it is time to come out. Before you start to move, just start to deepen your breath, feeling the chest rising and falling. Connecting back to that natural rhythm within you. Then a little wriggle through the fingers and the toes, maybe rocking the head gently side to side. Knees can come in towards your chest as you roll over gently to one side. And then making your way back up to a comfortable seat. Closing down the eyes if they're not already. Let the hands rest down. And taking a few conscious breaths. Floating the hands together before the heart. Finding gratitude here as always. So I'm finding gratitude for your ability to surrender, to soften into your practice. Thank you for letting me guide you today. I hope you enjoy. Namaste.